Eye Contact, a Mark Manning Mystery, Book 2. Author, Michael Kraft. Publisher, Open Road Integrated Media, New York. Narrator, Eric Aust. Thursday, July 1st. The powdery surface of planet Zarnick retreats behind the sprint-paced beat of Manning's shoes. Clouds of unknown gases whirl overhead, pink beneath the cold and distant sun. As Manning speeds toward the curved horizon, the cloud's hue grows ruddy, then bloody, then black, invisible against the night sky. Naked except for his white leather running shoes, Manning trundles onward blind, spinning the globe under his feet in the darkness. His erect penis slices a path through the thin, pristine atmosphere, creating a wake of inertia that fans out behind him. Just as the sky begins to glow with yet another morning, Zarnick's tiny yellow moon, Eros, the one of nylon once launched by Manning himself, rises, darts through the clouds, and sets behind him. Glancing down, Manning notices that he runs along a path of footprints in the dust. With surreal clarity, he sees that the prints are in fact those of his own shoes. He has circled the miniature planet countless times, never veering from the equator. He has traced around its featureless terrain, with the discovery that his run has been futile as well as infinite. Manning feels his body drain of the energy that has propelled him. His penis sags, his pace slows, his feet tread heavily across the chalky sands, churning cumulus puffs of grit that trail from his shoes like dwarfed thunderheads of rolling talc. Can he stray from the trail that his shoes have imprinted on this faraway world? Or is he forced by the intangible but powerful momentum of repetition to run faithfully, exclusively forever in this rut of his own making? He can't even remember how long it has been since he first trod this path that now seems so restrictive. Has it been an eternity, or merely a moment or something in between? About 2 years? He knows, however, that the trail itself, while straight and narrow, is not an active force. It emits no magnetic field, no insidious cosmic rays that he's powerless to resist. Rather, he has grown so accustomed to his perpetual path that he fears his own ability to swerve from it. He left a former life billions of miles behind, but he's forged a new routine out here in the wilds of the universe, running a familiar path that offers all the comforts of home. Why would he even flirt with the temptation to sidle into unknown territory? Because he's human, of course. He's a man with all his instincts intact. Passion, curiosity, and deep-rooted drive to fight confinement and convention. Dare he try? Just once? Dare he even think of it? The thought of transgression, while frightening, excites him. His hard-again penis pulls him like a leash, tugging him to the edge of the path toward unexplored desert, challenging him to soil those immaculate white shoes. His sluggish pace halts. He stands at the brink, mulling an option he has never before considered. He knows, though, that a decision has already been made for him, as if fated. Both the mental enticement and the physical pull are so strong that he has no will to resist them. So he sets one foot across the line. The other follows. He stands in the hinterland, within stepping distance of his equatorial path. Under the rosy haze of Zarnickal noon, newly energized, Manning sets off at a run, at first alongside the rut in the sand, but gradually skewing further and further from it, till it disappears beyond the horizon. Wispy tendrils droop from the clouds to slip past Manning's limbs and tease him to higher euphoria. Winded from his run, aroused to the point of pain, Manning slows his pace and stops. He lies on the ground, face to the sky, his body encircled by a pinpoint beam from the Daystar sun. Closing his eyes, he reaches to his groin and coddles his genitals with both hands. Flopping his knees wider, he digs the heels of his shoes into the sand, piercing the planet's surface. He strokes himself at a comfortable rate, not ready for an orgasm, prolonging his stay at this erotic plateau, riding it out. The sun glows red through the veins of his eyelids, but then his vision blackens. Something has passed over him. Perhaps the shadow of Zarnick's nylon moon, or perhaps it is someone, a visitor who has come to share his lunch at ecstasy. Neil or David, or both. They both arrived here once before to goad and witness his climax. He hopes they have returned, the best of both worlds. Manning resists the temptation to open his eyes, preferring to revel in the possibilities, exhilarated by the uncertainty, like a kid waiting to open a present. He breathes more deeply now, inhaling the heady atmosphere in uneven jerks. Manning gasps once when he feels another man's testicles lowered onto his forehead, dragging to his chin. He gropes in the sand around him, feeling for the other man's feet, which he locates on each side of his chest. With eyes still closed, he fingers the visitor's shoes, and he can tell, he knows, that they are white leather, identical to his own. He feels the edge of the treaded soles, the cross weave of the laces, a few inches of socks, and the fuzz of hair sprouting from the shins. Manning moans, lifting his head to nuzzle the other man's groin. Then the visitor shifts his weight and bends over Manning, lips to cock. My God! Manning's eyelids flutter open, his eyes turn in their sockets to view the form of the man above him, a shadow rocking against the drifting clouds. Glancing to his side, Manning laughs, confirming that he knew the color of his visitor's shoes. Manning watches the flexing of the muscles in the other man's thighs. From this curious perspective, he examines details of the physique that are rarely seen. The view is enjoyable, indeed spectacular, but reveals no features that might hint at the visitor's identity. Manning considered stopping him for a moment. He could tap the guy's ass and ask, "Excuse me, sir, but who exactly are you?" But that would be rude. If this guy is so eager to slake the libido, Manning shouldn't pester him with trivial questions. But it's not trivial. It matters. Who is he? Manning flops his head from side to side, brushing his temples against the other man's calves, trying to get a better look at his face, but the guy's busy down there. Manning can't tell if he wears Armani glasses from this angle. He can't even get a look at his nipples, wondering if they're ornamented with bits of silver jewelry. It might be David, might be Neil, or it could be anyone else, anyone at all. The uncertainty at first, so stimulating, is now vexing. Gripped by the onset of panic, Manning feels his penis shrivel in the other man's mouth. Gobbling deeper, the faceless visitor literally has Manning by the balls. This never would have happened if Manning hadn't wavered from the path. It was a rut, yes, but one of his own making, the product of countless hours' effort, ongoing work, predictable but reassuring. Now he's trapped, splayed on the sands of a never land. Even if he could escape this lusty aggressor, thought friend, he couldn't find his way back. He is lost. Good morning. What? It's 6 o'clock in Chicago, and cooler weather has at last arrived, pushing in from Wisconsin through the night. A Gay Mysteries audiobooks. I think it is easy to hate a label, but a face humanizes the word. So this effort is twofold. To offer comfort to those like myself that your world didn't end because you don't fit into the view of acceptable society on both sides. And in hopes of helping those with family that are LGBTQ, that it doesn't mean we are aliens from the child they once knew. Reassure them so they can maybe be supportive at the same time, being true to their values.